All right, so good afternoon. Today we're gonna start where we left off yesterday. So we're just gonna continue with the classwork worksheet. And right now I just want you to work on questions 2 and 3. So we already did question 1 yesterday. But yeah, what you see on your screen right now is questions 2 and 3. So please work on that on your own. We'll reconvene in 10 minutes. So we'll come back together at 2:27. And yeah, we'll just go over the solutions from there. And I did post the assignment on Google Classroom. So if you feel comfortable presenting, please upload your classwork there, and then I'll share the screen to show your work, and you can present. Okay. But yeah, again, just work on questions 2 and 3. We'll reconvene in 10 minutes. All right. So any volunteers for question 2? Is he Afra? Okay. So I'll look for your work on Google Classroom then, and then just share my screen.
Wait, I need to upload it. My bad.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just wait for your upload. But yeah, I guess this would be a good time to just remind you about the quiz. Remember, the quiz is this Friday, and there is a practice quiz on Alex. It's under a homework assignment. That's what it's considered on Alex. But so you have all the time that you need, and the practice quiz is like 10 questions, I believe it was, and then the actual quiz though is 6 questions. So yeah, just to give you an overview of the topics on the quiz.
Okay, I think it should be uploaded now.
Okay, let me refresh then. Okay. All right, so let me change my screen share. All right, yeah. The floor is yours.
Okay, so we have secant 5x equals cosine 5x. So we could do theta substitution and set theta equal to 5x. So then we would have secant of theta equals cosine theta. And then I don't know what that divided by 2 there is, but just ignore that part. I think I forgot to write it out. But so we have secant of theta equals 2 cosine theta, and then secant of theta is the same as 1 over cosine theta. So then we can multiply cosine theta to both sides, and then we would end up with 2 cosine squared theta equals 1. And then we can take, we divide both sides by 2, so then we'd have cosine squared theta equals 1/2, and then we can take the square root of cosine squared theta and the square root of 1/2, which is the same as rad 2 over 2. So then we'd have theta equals the arc cosine of plus or minus, since we took the square root of it, plus or minus rad 2 over 2. And then theta would be equal to pi over 4 plus k pi and 3 pi over 4 plus k pi, because since it's plus or minus, you can cover the entire range in 2 pi by just writing k pi instead of writing like 4 different solutions. But we have to substitute 5x back for theta. So we get 5x equals pi over 4 plus k pi and 3 pi over 4 plus k pi. And then if we divide both sides by 5, we get x equals pi over 20 plus k pi over 5 and 3 pi over 20 plus k pi over 5, where k is an element of z.
All right, very nice. Any questions or comments for Rafran? So yeah, just to reiterate what he's saying, we had like, so like pi over 4 is here, right? And then if you add pi to this, you get the you get this solution, right? So that will be yeah. So this will be positive, this will be negative, and then 3 pi over 4 is over here, and if you add pi to that, you get the quadrant 4 solution. So this is negative, this is positive, but yeah, you get all 4 solutions in that way. Okay. All right. But yeah, let's give Afran a round of applause. Thank you for that. That was a very well, neatly solved. So thank you for that solution. All right, I'm gonna go back to the lesson then. Just so you can, you can see the entire solution. Yeah, so one thing to note here, you can actually even like, if you wanted to, you could even like abbreviate it even more. So you can even rewrite this as one equation. So like, if you notice like pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, 7 pi over 4, they're 90 degrees off from each other. So like 45 plus 90 is 135. And then if you add another 90, you get 225. And then add another 90, you get 315. So each of these is 90 degrees off. So you can summarize all this by, sorry, pi over 4 plus k pi over 2. And then, do the same thing that Afran did and divide by 5. So you get pi over 20 plus k pi over 10, where k is an element of z. Don't mind this. This is like work from the last class. Someone just asked me like, how would you solve it if you use secant? But yeah, you get the same thing as you can see. Okay, but yeah, does anyone still need to copy this solution here?
Wait, I have a question. Why would it be k pi over 2?
So it's k pi over 2 because, so the way I abbreviated this is, notice that each of these angles is 90 degrees away from each other.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah. So yeah, pi over 2 is 90 degrees. So yeah,
Right, yeah.
just add, keep adding 90. Okay, so if no one else still needs this, then I'll move on to question 3. Any volunteers for question 3? All right, Alice. Okay, so is your work on Google Classroom right now?
Yeah, I just submitted it.
Okay, cool. Let me look for it. Here we are. Yeah, anyone have a test or a project today? No? Okay. All right. Okay. All right, here we go. So all right. Yeah, I believe you can see this. So all right, Alice, you can see this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So as you guys can see on the left, I kind of did it wrong because I canceled out cosine 3x, but then that gets rid of a solution. So the right side should be correct. So you factor out cosine 3x, and then you times that with secant x minus 2 equals 0, and then you get two separate equations. And then with the secant x minus 2, I simplified it and then get cosine of x equals 1/2. And therefore, you don't need the 2k pi. I don't know why I wrote that. So you get x is equal to pi over 3 and then 5 pi over 3. And that's two of the solutions. And then the other equation is cosine of 3x equals 0. So we make theta equal to 3x. And at pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2, cosine is 0. But then we have to substitute theta with 3x, and then you divide and get pi over 6 and pi over 2.
All right, very nice. Yeah. Any questions or comments for Alice?
Yeah, I have a question. Wait, so how did you get pi over 6? Oh. Wait, then why on the bottom you wrote, wait, is the bottom wrong? Where it says pi over 3?
Which part?
Like, yeah, right there, and the 5 pi over 3. Wait, what's that?
So I think this came from here, like pi over 6, and then 3 pi over 6 can be simplified to pi over 2.
Okay.
And then this solution is from here,
Thank you.
the secant x equals 2 equation. Did that answer your question? Okay. All right. All right. Well, I actually have to say one thing. So I know this is not intuitive, but there is actually more solutions to this. This is actually a very tricky question. But yeah, this is like a very, very strong start. But yeah, there's actually more solutions that I have to talk about. But yeah, this is all correct as is, but there's like more answers. Okay. So let me show you how you get those answers. It's not intuitive at all, so don't feel bad if you didn't get it. Let me show you. So like the way we're gonna do it is, so like question 3, we have to solve from 0 to 2 pi. 0 to 360 degrees, so it's a finite range. We're gonna solve this though by first solving on R, coming up with the general formula. So this is the do not question that I'm showing on my screen. Coming up with the general formula and then solving on 0 to 2 pi by plugging in specific k values. Okay, so we actually are gonna do like the plus 2k pi thing, even though we don't have to, like, or it's like non-intuitive that we have to do that because it says 0 to 2 pi. But we have to do that to like come up with like the general pattern for it because of the multiple angles. But yeah, again, it's non-intuitive, so don't feel bad if you did not get it. So yeah, let me show you. So yeah, basically we did what Alice did here. We get the 2 equals secant x equation. We get pi over 3, 5 pi over 3. For the other one though, cosine 3x is 0. We get pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. And then I'm going to summarize that, over R. So from negative infinity to infinity, right? All real solutions. So that can be summarized as pi over 2 plus k pi, right? Because 90 degrees, if you add pi to that, you get 270. And if you add pi to 270, then you get back to the same location as 90, right? It would be 450, right? But yeah, same place as 90 degrees. So that can be summarized as pi over 2 plus k pi, right? These two solutions. If you are extending it to all real solutions. At this point, you'd set this back equal to 3x, and then you divide by 3. So this would be pi over 6 plus k pi over 3, which is, overall real numbers. And then we're going to do the same thing as we did in the do now, and the other solutions, plug in the k values. So you can plug in k equals 0, 1, 2, up to 5. Now you don't want to do 6 because if you do 6, then you get 6 pi over 3, and that will give you 2 pi. So yeah, you want to do up from 0 to 5, and you get 6 solutions here. So that will give you pi over 6, 3 pi over 6, which can simplify as pi over 2, 5 pi over 6, 7 pi over 6, 9 pi over 6, which is 3 pi over 2, and then 11 pi over 6. Okay, so I summarize all these answers. So I first write the two answers, pi over 3, 5 pi over 3, here, and then the other 6 I write here. Okay, so yeah, your entire solution set is the combination of all those, so you have 8 solutions here. But yeah, I won't like test you on anything like this. This was just like a question that we had. I think it was from the textbook, but the old textbook, I mean. Yeah, so, but nothing will be as hard as this on the quiz. Oh, yes, Ali? Why did we do pi over 2 instead of 2k pi? Oh, okay, so we did pi over 2 because technically you could do pi over 2 plus 2k pi and 3 pi over 2 plus 2k pi, but you can summarize that. You can like write this instead of writing instead of writing 2 equations, you can write 1 equation. You can write it as pi over 2 plus k pi, right? Because 90 degrees plus pi gives you this, and then plus another pi gives you that. So like it summarizes all possible solutions for cosine theta is 0. Okay. All right. But yeah, that's your solution for 3. Let me close with announcements. So there is SGI today, as always, at 2:47. And secondly, again, the quiz is this Friday. So please check the topics list if you haven't already. There is a practice homework. Well, it's under a homework assignment on Alex, but treat it as a quiz. I just made it a homework because that way you have like unlimited time. And that quiz has 10 questions, but the real quiz has 6 questions, okay? And lastly, I made this homework assignment for this, lesson plan due tomorrow night instead. So if you already turned in, that's great, but just give you more time. I made it due tomorrow. Okay. All right, but yeah, that's all I want to say for today. If you have no further questions, you're free to go, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, take care.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, you too.
Have a nice day.
Thanks, you too.
Mhm.